These guys are new. I think that's the kind of mushroom we used to make fire with. Well, this snowshoe is pretty much the easiest snowshoe I've ever had. It's cold out here, but there's a really hard crust on the snow. So it makes it easy to walk on. Almost in a lot of places you don't need snowshoes. Beetlejuice! Hey, you little jerk, come here! Hey! Stops and puts 18 droplets of pee on there. Oh man, this would be brutal for sliding. You go real fast, but then you're gonna hit some trees. Beetlejuice! Where are you going? So tomorrow it's supposed to snow. So it's not gonna look like this. We're not gonna have this beautiful, these jeweled trees. Not gonna have this nice clean ground to walk on. It's gonna be covered and puffy again. What the heck kind of tracks are those, Beetlejuice? Dragging something. So like I mentioned, in the trees here you need the snowshoes. But where the rain came down really hard, it made ice over everything. Just like the kind of ice you need an auger to get through when you go walking on the ice on a lake. That degree of ice, you could just walk on it. Beetlejuice, where'd you go? See, the only thing about it is he can get pretty far now. Whereas before, when we were walking here in the deep snow, he didn't get very far because he'd get tired. Oh, hear him. Beetlejuice! There he is. That little jerk. Oh yes, I got my camera on linear and level, I think. I don't know. It's the one that's supposed to be not the fisheye, so you might not be seeing as much stuff as I'm seeing right now. And I might have screwed up a lot of my footage, because with the linear objective, it really matters how you aim your camera. This reminds me of a few years ago. We had a different dog, my mom's dog, Shiloh. He came walking with me back here when it was -20. Heck, even my mom was back here with me one time. That's wild because this is very difficult. This is a difficult place to snowshoe in. I had a few friends and relatives asking me about snowshoeing, about my little trails that I made. I just tell them that I use natural trails that I used when I was a kid. And I just walk on them. It's not exactly grooming or making trails. I walked back here since, shit, 1988 probably. Maybe 87. Ever since I was old enough to walk into the bush. This is so cool. This would be so exciting if this like ice was trustworthy enough to ride a dirt bike on and I had the studs on and you just rip right up there. It's like a video game, you know, there's no terrain or there's no debris, it's just like smooth everywhere. There used to be a video game called ATV Fury, and you used to have to, you know, there'd be tracks and stuff, but it was like the first ever video game that had like an open world concept for racing. And you used to be able to travel up these smooth, real big hills like this, and then they'd get rough, and it was always real exciting. We'd always be like, oh man, look at that, that's so real. But that was PlayStation 2. That was a long time ago. Anyway, that's what this terrain reminds me of. ATV Fury. Holy shit, this snow provides for such a good walking platform. I could probably walk right down to the swamp. I'll do that, go take a look down at the swamp. It'd be really awesome to walk back there. Usually when I have to snowshoe back there, it goes up to my knee. Another good view of the sunset, the jeweled trees. Yeah, as I was saying about this trail, I used to ride here as a kid. We'd come down that way or down this road over here, and it was an open trail. Like, it was like a road almost. And then you go down that way and then ford across the river back by Nelson's, then go across the road. Then you could use that one trail to get from the powwow grounds. You can get all the way up to Lakeview, Otter Lake. You can go all the way downtown. Man, the trails are so much more accessible back then, and it was a lot more fun. Okay, this is awesome. We're out at the swamp. Just gotta keep Beetlejuice away from that ditch. That's actual running water. If he gets hung up under that ice, man. Well, I don't want to think about it. He's a lot to watch when we're around moving water, that's for sure. Hey, get over here! Beetlejuice! Get over here, hey! Those are beaver tracks. See this little bastard? He went and grabbed his stick over there and he pulled it into the drink. There's his little tail. His little tail tracks. Hey, get over here. Don't go near that water. Man, in the fall, I usually have to walk through this depression and the next depression to get this far. And it is depression because usually that grass is this high, and then like you fall into your knee of swamp, then your feet stink. It smells like fart when you take your feet out. Jewel tree. Because I like suffering, I actually do come here like when the snow starts to... Beetlejuice, get over here! Hey! Get over here! Oh, that bad boy, he was gonna go inside where the ice is, the water. Anyway, what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by my puppy was I usually walk through here when I'm hunting in the fall, and usually the deer are hanging around on the edge of the hills here and the swamp. So I find it easier to ambush them from the swamp side because most reasonable people, they walk from up there in the bush towards the swamp, or most people just sit there. I ain't that kind of hunter. I got like ADHD when it comes to hunting. So I go right to where they are. Man, this is awesome. Easiest walk ever. So when it starts to snow tomorrow and the day after, I think we're gonna get like 10 centimeters, something like that. That's enough to make this not fun. No, it'll still be fun because there'll be a cushion, more of a cushion to walk on. But you'll expend more calories. So right there is a body of water. I've always wanted to see how deep it was. But at times there's lots of geese that go there. Like when we're still hunting, late December, oh, early December, late November. And sometimes you'll see like, I don't know, all of that full of geese, all of it, the whole thing. I don't want to say hundreds, but enough to fill up that area. And they got very cool. There's a place where I could set a trap and get some for the freezer, but I never do. I gotta start utilizing geese as a food source. Can't always just eat fish and moose. Man, if I had a skidoo, I'd be on top of all of this stuff. I'd also be breaking it, I guess. But I'd be having fun doing it. Holy shit, they're cool. I found an awesome place to go sliding. You can start up here, go by those two trees, and then there's kind of like a valley, and that'll take you right out almost to that ice. Beetlejuice, this way. I remember one time I was looking for deer and I came down here and it was this spot here exactly where I found out what the rut actually means, because you had all of these. There's probably a group of 10, maybe 15 does right here, and there's like one buck chasing them all around and they're all running around here. Needless to say, I came back here the next day, tried to wait around for a buck, one didn't come. I wasn't being picky that time, so I think I shot a doe. No, I did shoot a doe. I just can't remember which gun I used. It's probably the 300. That's been my go-to caliber around here at home. 300 blackout. Hey Beetlejuice, you having a hard time going up that icy hill? Did you put it in 4x4 and lock your diffs, boy? Look at this. Scrapes. Beetlejuice, this way. Flat ground is for the weak. If we wanted things to be easy, we would have stayed at home. Look at him go sliding. Ah, beetle. I'm like the Nishnob Fred Penner. Oh man, you should wait till tomorrow. Now that I see the conditions back here. Tomorrow I'll do something cool, like I'll make a little spot to sit, make a fire, boil some tea. Oh man, that'll be awesome. Okay, up the hill or around it. Up, up, up. Always up. I love these cleats on these. These are Garno 1036 snowshoes. They're overkill for having to walk around like this. But like I mentioned earlier, I couldn't find the smaller shoes that my lovely, wonderful partner uses. They're probably in her truck. Whew. I thought I was going to take an easy walk. just looks so cool out here. So you got the wind that blew the fresh snow and it exposed these higher patches of frozen ice snow. And this kind of stuff, I don't even need the snowshoes to walk on. But we're only 20 yards from the bush, so there's no reason to take them off and put them on again. Just straight there. Wow. And a lot of the ice that accumulated on these trees, they're all melted. Come at me then, Beetlejuice. Woof, woof. Woof, woof. 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 Woof.